Science explorers, have you ever wondered where the energy that keeps an ecosystem alive actually comes from? For most ecosystems on Earth, the story begins with sunlight. Plants capture light energy and use it to make their own food. That stored energy becomes the starting point for energy flow through the ecosystem. The organisms that begin this energy flow are called producers. Most producers are plants and algae. They sustain all life. Producers can make their own food through photosynthesis. They use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to produce food. Because producers provide energy-rich food for other organisms, they form the first trophic level in an ecosystem. But not every organism can make its own food. Consumers get energy by eating other organisms. Herbivores, such as rabbits and deer, get their energy by eating plants. They are consumers because they cannot make their own food. Other consumers eat animals, plants, or both. Carnivores eat animals, while omnivores can eat both plants and animals. Now let's organize these organisms according to how they get their energy. These positions are called trophic levels. Energy can move from producers to primary consumers, then to secondary consumers, and sometimes to higher-level consumers. So when one organism eats another, energy is transferred along the food pathway. This is how energy flows through an ecosystem. Now let's follow the movement of energy from one organism to another. A simple way to do this is with a food chain. For example, sunlight provides energy to the rice plant. A grasshopper eats the plant, a frog eats the grasshopper, and a bird may eat the frog. Each time one organism eats another, energy is transferred along the chain. The arrows in a food chain show the direction of energy flow. But real ecosystems are much more complicated than a single food chain. Organisms usually have more than one source of food. When several food chains connect with one another, they form a food web. A food web gives us a more realistic picture of energy flow. Because organisms can be connected to several feeding relationships, a change in one population can affect many other organisms in the food web. Here's something important about energy flow. Not all the energy at one trophic level is passed on to the next. Organisms use much of the energy they obtain for movement, growth, repair, and other life processes. Some energy is released as heat. That's why higher trophic levels generally have less available energy. Producers form the broad base, while fewer organisms and less energy are found toward the top. Fun fact, even the largest animals depend on energy that originally came from tiny organisms or plants at the beginning of a food chain. Another fun fact, energy can travel through several organisms, but less usable energy remains available as you move higher through the food chain. And here's a surprising one. Removing just one important species can affect many other organisms because food webs are highly interconnected. Let's practice what we've learned. Look at this ecosystem and think carefully. Algae, small fish, larger fish, and birds. Can you arrange them in the correct energy flow? Now, if several of these feeding relationships connect together, are we looking at a food chain or a food web? That's right, a food web. Finally, remember that less energy is available at higher trophic levels because organisms use much of the energy they receive. Today, we followed energy through an ecosystem, starting with sunlight and moving through producers, consumers, food chains, and food webs. Energy begins with producers, moves through consumers, connects food chains into food webs, and decreases as it travels through higher trophic levels. Understanding energy flow helps us see how every organism is connected and why every part of an ecosystem matters. And that's our science adventure for today. Keep asking, keep exploring, and remember, science starts with you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in our next science adventure.